Welcome to Chaos and Coffee. My name is Justin Brown, and as always, the conversation is random. Your comments drive the content, so remember to like, share, subscribe, and also comment so we can have something to talk about and not just divert into randomness that leads to madness. Today, as always, we have Darth Tux, Vertex Draco, and a new guest, Caitlin Gray. She's getting over the flu, though, so she won't be as animated as she usually is. This is a promise. No, I don't even know. I can't remember what we're talking about.
It's Sunday, talking about stuff to send you to sleep, like genetics.
Oh, genealogy. I have one of those DNA tests that my son and I got a DNA test from Cassandra's grandma, and we're gonna take that DNA test soon. So we're supposed to be doing a family tree as a school project. We are doing a family tree as a school project. We've been interviewing people. It's an interesting topic. It's just when it gets into like the whole my ancestor was type thing, you know what I mean? I just go, okay. You know, like
well, my grandmother got real into it, and she was really, proud of what she found.
Oh yeah, no doubt, dude. I mean, like I'm not
made sure everybody in the family knows it. Yeah.
It's a good thing for families to know where they come from and there to be a tradition that's handed down, and family stories are really interesting to know. Genealogy is a good thing to do. I'm not against it. I mean, that was just the topic we were on. I was just trying to pick. I mean, we can pick back up on it. I didn't think it was interesting.
It's near enough impossible for me to do my entire family history, like my family tree. I don't know where my dad came from. I don't know anything about him. There's no way for me to contact him. He has the most generic name humanly possible. So it would have been impossible for me to, I couldn't look him up. There was no way I could dox him or anything. Just so I could.
You don't think we could dox him?
No, I don't mean it in the sense of dropping it. I just mean in the sense of looking through his history and seeing who he is. And it's just there's no way for me to pull information from him. But it's just for my own personal use of finding out who this guy is. It's just a generic term now, I guess. Find out everything about someone. But yeah.
Well, no, quite literally find them. Doxing somebody is finding out about
and
them.
It's true. Yeah,
but at the core of that is their location, like the core of that whole.
Yeah, that's the point. I'd like to know where he is, at least to meet him, just to say hello, I exist. I don't want anything from him, but he escaped a mad woman, though. To be fair, so I'd be like, you got out just in time, bro. I can't hate him for that.
We doxed Cassandra's dad, and nothing came of it. Like she hasn't contacted him. Her siblings have the information too. Like so, half brothers and sisters have the information. They're doing whatever they have done with it. I guess. I'm not sure if they've contacted him or not. It's not that hard to dox people. We're in an information age,
Really interesting family history on my mother's side, but my father's side just seems to be a bunch of hillbillies in Arkansas. In the literal sense. I mean, yeah.
I have some leads
who still to this day don't have running water and think the idea of an indoor outhouse is blasphemous.
Update: Arkansas has no running water, and outdoor toilets are the fad.
Oh no, just my family.
Oh.
That's why I'm associated with them. I live in Oklahoma.
Man, I cannot stress at this point, anybody observing from a global perspective, or Draco in particular, America differs greatly depending on what state you're in.
Oh, yeah, I've started to notice that.
Each state is kind of, sort of its own country.
Yeah, it started off like that, didn't it? And then it just kind of got clusterfuck together.
You had 13 English-speaking colonies.
Oh, hey, let's have a federal government to rule over all of us.
Oh, yeah, the whole federalist, anti-federalist argument. That was ended by a duel.
Yep.
I challenge you to a duel.
Dueling was big. Dueling was very big.
we need to bring dueling back. Like that needs to be a thing again. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like it'll be a good way to
Something-
resolve issues.
Something else that needs to come back is our leader of the country appearing on the battlefield himself to lead the troops.
Yeah.
Gosh, that was like I think only one of them did that.
Could you imagine George H.W. Bush declaring war if he knew that he was going to have to go to Iraq and lead the troops into Baghdad? Hell no, he would piss his pants.
No,
I kind of imagine him just being just as ditzy on the battlefield and just randomly coming up with his stupid lines every now and again. Oh god!
Welcome to Rick, the Rick
Welcome to
from
Rick.
Universe 137. Rick, where's your Morty?
I shot him.
Oh,
I mean, you know, at the very least, if you vote for war, you should sign your children and yourself up.
I'm all for them being on the battlefield. Then we need people that have balls, you know.
I think it's smart for the president or king or supreme dictator, robot overlord, if you will, to stay off the battlefield. Just throwing that out there.
Why? Because then we get cowards, you know.
War is how you thin the herd.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
The only way
we do
war is going to cease is when we stand up as a whole of humanity and say, we're not going to fight anymore. Fuck you.
Then we'll get overpopulated. There's only so many resources. We need to ship people off to a different world, you know, like colonate
That's
Mars
right.
and then
Yeah.
start
Well,
like
NASA had a real
terraforming
good
planets
plan
and
to
shit.
start doing that back in the 1960s, and Nixon put a stop to it.
Yeah. And now we're
What the
just
shuttle
having Elon
program
Musk.
was originally meant to be was to build and service a space station that would serve as a launching point to build a base on the moon.
The only reason we went into space was because of the Cold War.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Yeah.
True.
We wanted to show the
We,
Russians.
we didn't go into space to go to the moon or to go to Mars or to go to build a space station.
We went to put a man on the moon
Internet
because the
was not
Russians were
created
putting rovers on the moon.
Shop. The internet was not created to shop on. These are just afterthoughts from the product of war.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
It's a series of tubes built by the government
Well, for war.
for war. Well, and scientific research amongst universities, so universities could transfer information from their libraries.
About war.
Well, you know, about various topics. Yeah.
War.
It all, yeah, it wasn't to
War-
like create
war never
great
changed.
dance moves. You know what I mean? It wasn't like they were not making the internet to get swifty. Not at all.
No.
They're making the internet to build missiles.
Yeah, that was a big part of it. Radar defense system works really well when you interconnect it. NORAD, if you will.
Yep.
For those just tuning in, this is Chaos and Coffee, where the conversation is random. We would like you to please comment in the external chat so that we can drive the conversation in any direction other than where it's going right now, where we all get arrested for speaking on conspiratorial shit.
There will be war.
I'm actually pro-war because I understand how violent peace would be. Haha! Try to get me on that one, government.
Yeah, I'm not anti-war. Like I said, that's how you thin out the population.
It really is. War is
Yeah.
for the poor. You know.
Yep.
No, that's. Oh, hey man, thanks for joining us.
Didn't Ozzy Osbourne write a song about that? War
Couple.
being for the poor.
I like Iron Man and War
Iron
Pigs.
Man. Yeah. War Pigs. Yeah.
War Pigs is pretty dope.
I'm learning both of those songs, by the way. Tony
Oh,
Iommi was a
guitar?
fucking man, dude. Those are some complex pieces of music.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Oh man, I'm having fun with Iron Man, dude. My son loves the movies, so I thought, hey, I'll learn the song for him. While he's in his room trying to watch his YouTube videos, I'm in here with the amplifier cranked up.
And then you have your kid telling you to turn it down, role reverse.
Oh no, he
Mhm.
doesn't ask me to turn it down. He puts his headphones on.
Wise kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he
Stop
knows better
music
than come
while-
here and tell Daddy to turn it down.
Oh,
No, he's a good kid. He's a good kid. Usually, my girlfriend sleeps during the day. So when I do my guitar practice, I have to do it without any kind of amplification. So when she goes to work at 10 o'clock at night, I think, okay, you know, I can turn the amp on for a few hours, but then I got to make sure that my neighbor isn't home. He's never complained that I don't want to bother him. So when I get a
joys of
chance
learning
to,
guitar.
when I get to crank it up and actually have some real fun playing, then he's not going to begrudge me for it.
It's cool to keep your neighbors happy, you know.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He gave me a Christmas gift this year.
My neighbor plays this wonderful thing that I like to call Mexican techno. It sounds a lot like carnival music from a video game. Can you understand what I'm saying?
Mexican techno, like I didn't even know that was a thing.
I want you to imagine a circus or a carnival, like a circus or a carnival, you know,
Yeah.
a big parade maybe, okay, with lots of instruments, but then all of that has been like compressed and digitized. So all you have at this point is like an accordion, right?
An accordion, some tubas and horns, and
Some
then
horns.
beat.
Yeah, to a techno beat, and it lasts for hours, dude, right? My wife and I have made it.
That sounds like you need to be on serious drugs just to enjoy that sort of thing.
It's something where it's like it's a cultural thing where I'm not trying to disregard it. I actually enjoy it, right? But that's what my neighbor listens to because we're on the topic.
Which
and
means that's what you listen to.
which means that's what I listen to, right? And last night I was like, man, this stuff really like it's really accordion heavy. Like, I mean, it's got the accordion in there. You can hear it, yeah, and like you said, trumpets and tubas. And am I supposed to address you as Rick, or do you want me to use your old nickname, or what am I supposed to do?
I don't
Rick.
care.
Okay, I'm just gonna say Rick.
Voice.
Yeah, I mean, it shows up as the Rick on the show. So, like Rick was saying, tubas and trumpets, right? And so, an accordion to like a techno beat, and there's not like a pause like there would like because it's techno, right? It just fades into another song, right? So it's like, oh my god, this shit goes on and on for like 8 hours, and my wife and I have made an adult game to it, you know.
You've become so passive, you know, compared to how you was. You've calmed down so much that you know now you're like some Zen master of, well, the neighbors play this really loud music and I just learned to enjoy it, you know.
Basically, that's where we're at.
Well,
at
what
this
else
point.
can you do? I mean, anything else is just going to cause strife and a bunch of stress and bullshit. You don't need it.
Dude, it's so okay. It's awesome to first off be exposed to something totally unexpected. Here's part of Zen that if I can't express this to anybody that I have learned, right? A lot of people don't like the unexpected. Like it's really trippy. Like even if it's beneficial, it really fucks people up to be out of their routine or to be surprised by something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've literally heard people say, "What are we eating? Steak? I thought you said we're gonna have ramen." Like I've had roommates who were like mad that I was cooking steak because I had told them earlier in the day that we're gonna eat ramen, right? And they're like, "I've been thinking about the ramen all day." I'm like, well, "That's you hypnotizing yourself into liking ramen. I'm eating a steak," you know. So people get annoyed by pleasant surprises, right? So if you can get past the point where you're like annoyed or perturbed by unpleasant ones, fuck yeah, you know. It's not even unpleasant. It's just surprisingly new. I recommend getting punched in the face a lot too, though. That helps you gain a new perspective. If anybody out there is trying to learn Zen, just go get in a bunch of fights. Get punched in the face a bunch.
Acquire some internet trolls.
Oh,
Dude,
no,
yeah,
man.
no.
I'm a lover, not a fighter, man.
Acquire internet trolls like they're minions. We're not your personal army. Oh, that sounds naughtier than it is. Okay, so personal messages, folks. No big deal. Can somebody read external chat for us? Do we have any external chat?
We don't have anything in. Oh, do you mean in the actual external chat of the Hangout or the live stream external chat? Now we have two.
God. Okay. Is anybody watching the YouTube portion so that our viewers can comment and let us know that everything's okay?
No. I'm always watching. Like whenever we do these streams, like I've started just keeping an eye on.
Okay.
On
remember, folks, your comments will drive the content. Otherwise, you're literally listening to 4 apes yammer on, but which we're gonna be doing anyways. I mean, welcome.
I don't even know the YouTube link for this hangout.
Oh, here you go. To share.
Do we need to start spreading this around more?
Yeah, fair enough.
My mother watched her first Chaos and Coffee yesterday.
Yeah, a lot of our viewers aren't.
I showed her last week's show. She loves it. So
that's the thing. Like, we appreciate our viewers. Either they're YouTube people out there in the cosmos that pick us up because we're live, or they're people's relatives. Some of my relatives watch the show. I'm going to share the link to Linka. That's ingrained in my psyche.
Mine may start, so I'm going to have to start watching one and talk about her.
Rick. You got to realize at this point, though, Rick is just another entry at the very bottom of a list of AKAs in your dossier. Hombre.
My son has started calling me Rick. Every time he does, say, "Okay, Morty."
Yeah, it's a really good show. I really like it a lot. I can't wait for season 4.
We love it here. Cheryl doesn't get it, but she doesn't have to.
Nathan doesn't watch it because it's a little bit adult. I think we all can cop to that, right? It's on Adult Swim, I think, on Cartoon Network, or it was part of that block of our programming. And he's just now at the point where he's like getting Adventure Time and stuff.
That's kind of out on Air Link. That's not the YouTube link.
Oh,
you want the link into the Hangout?
No.
Specify which link you would like, sir. You are welcome here.
The YouTube link.
That is the YouTube link.
Yeah, that's the
YouTube link.
The YouTube
link. Sorry, folks, for the slight technical difficulty. This is a little bit of housekeeping.
I was looking in the external chat.
It's all good, no worries. Okay, and then here's the one. Here's the one if you want to invite anybody. Old friend of mine, first time guest, I think, of the show, right?
Yeah.
Nobody's watching this.
Nobody does watch this.
It's all laughter.
Dude, okay. Literally, like we get a couple of viewers, like maybe one viewer's watching right now. Thanks a lot for watching this. He meant to call you nothing in the kindest way. Like, welcome to the zero.
3 of us.
You know, welcome to the null set. You know what I'm saying?
3 people from this hangout is watching this unit.
I'm not watching it at all. So you and Draco are. We always have one watching. There's a -1 from what you can see as the viewers, bro. You know what I'm saying? Always -1. I'll tell you the formula.
How many times we view it?
No, that doesn't matter either. Look, okay, I get more views off my not real beard. Do you understand what I'm saying? This show is on episode 23, okay, and I've got more views off of just showing 2 weeks of beard growth, okay? Humanity is a weird species. I would still like to thank our one viewer who is actually watching, okay? And if they want to comment, we will drive towards that instead of the meta level we have gotten to where we explain to our first guest ever that we have very low viewership. Yes, Linka, we are watched by my great uncle Ron. Thanks for watching later in the afternoon, Ron.
Uncle Touchy.
Yeah, thank you, Ron. Well, you know,
we lost our one viewer by getting too meta.
Great things.
Uncle Touchy's
great things. great things have to stew and, you know, find their niche. And
The reason we have to have somebody watching the external, which
Yeah,
thank you, Draco, for watching the external, right? Is so that when people comment, right, we can drive the comment towards that. If you watch some of our previous episodes, right, whatever people talk about in the external chat, right, we rant about. So fucking UFOs or Egyptology or Satanism, you fucking name it. That's why it's Chaos and Coffee. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We should have done this in the beginning of the show, or when I first welcomed you in, I should have done a little preface. But okay, we have very low viewership. Okay, our viewership is mostly people who are octogenarians, meaning they're 80 years old plus. Okay, and most of their comments or concerns are about how evil we are and how we need to change our ways. Okay, so
We're taking them away from CNN and Fox News, luring them away from their legacy media onto the YouTubes.
and then a big part of it too is that we just keep doing this over and over and over and over and over again, right? So like at this point we're on episode 23, right? And we just keep doing it, dude. I don't know. It's good. It's like he was saying, it's good Zen practice. I don't know. Are you trying to troll me, bro? Are you being serious right now? You know how many viewers we get when we're in a private hangout? 0. I'd like to thank the one viewer at this point. I'd like to apologize for Linka/Rick. He's this hacker dude from somewhere in the world, and he's a really badass dude, but also hella skeptical. You know? It's like your default.
It pays to be skeptical, dude. It pays.
Oh, bro, trust me. If I want somebody for logical analysis, right, of any situation, right, I come to this dude. Okay, trust me. I mean, one of my favorite people on earth is Linka, right? But it's just funny because we've done like 23 of these with maybe one viewer, maybe no viewers. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? At the most we've ever had live is like, again, like 4 or 5 viewers. I apologize to anybody watching this later. You know the situation. This show is watched at a later time. Like this show is not watched live, so to speak. Right? You know what I mean? We literally lost our one viewer. See you later.
This is recorded on tape, and then it's recorded live on tape.
It's live before a studio audience. That most of the studio audience is people from LA who are starving, so they're paid like $50 to clap for 3 hours.
So that's what we need to do. We just need to pay a bunch of people $50 to sit and watch our show and comment
Or whatever.
I'm literally not one of the viewers. I appreciate again that somebody actually does watch external chat. So in the odd instance that somebody does comment, it'll dilute, like, you know, it'll bring us away from the talking about the show itself. What is this, Arch?
Well, Cheryl wanted to tune in today, but she
This is Windows.
Archmaster Ace.
This is Windows. Link, are
she
you
ended
on
up
Windows?
with a toothache and went to bed.
This is Windows.
Fucking. Like when was the last time you saw Windows? Like is Windows?
I don't even know. I really don't even know how long ago it was. So it's like if I haven't seen a deer in a long time and I saw a very large dog and I was like, it's a deer.
Last year when I updated my Windows 10 test machine to the whatever the hell update it was at the time, and I seen that the OS didn't get any better; it just got worse. So I reformatted the hard drive, put Linux on it, and put the machine to use.
Yep.
Windows just randomly starts scraping your hard drive. Like, oh look, it looks like you've been AFK for like 5 minutes. Let me just search through the entire hard drive.
My biggest complaint about it, I'm used to spending a day and a half to get Windows properly configured. I'm used to it taking a day and a half to get that damn thing locked down to the point where I feel it is usable. With Windows 10, each update made that crap worse. And like originally, you could flip a little switch that said to deactivate Cortana, right?
It never
and all of its
deactivates.
visual cues would go away, but when I would open Task Manager, I would find Cortana popping up every time I hit a keystroke. So I opened my Packet Manager to find out, oh crap, there is a shit ton of encrypted data coming out of this machine. I don't know what this shit is. And it pops up every time I hit a key on my keyboard. Right? So I looked at ways to, stop that, and they've got all this, hush stuff out there or whatever. Now, this is just a side project for me. This is not a machine that I give a crap about, right?
Yeah.
Not doing any workload stuff on. And I was like, you know what? If I've got to jump through all these hoops and do all this crap just to make the damn thing behave itself, to turn off services that I turned off. And so I thought, well, I'll wait till the next update and we'll see what happens. So I packed it up, put it in the closet. When the next upgrade came out, I came out and updated the machine, did the upgrade, and they took away all of my ability to interact with Cortana whatsoever. Pretty much.
It'll just reactivate every time it updates.
Deactivate it now. Everything. Yeah. So I was like, well, just it's not even worth even looking at, even for curiosity's sake, which really was what it was.
Yeah, I only kept Windows around for gaming, to be honest, and I've moved over to gaming on Linux now. I wanted to see if I could actually do proper gaming on there, and there's enough decent games on Linux now to actually start doing it. It's just I had to give up some games that I enjoyed playing, which kind of sucks. But
I'm not sure that Wine quite the quote unquote flawless experience that you would have with Windows at this point, but it's getting there.
Yeah, it's very close.
I believe that it will surpass the gaming experience on Windows by far, and then
it's down to the drivers, to be honest. Like once the drivers start maturing more, I think we'll be in a better situation. Like I'm hopeful with the AMD drivers because they seem to be working with the community a little bit closer now. And AMD used to be renowned for really being terrible on as far as the GPU drivers go. But once these new ones, like this AMD GPU driver, once it matures a bit, then I think it'll work pretty much flawlessly, to be fair. But it's just not there yet.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it, and I'm not even a gamer, but I used to be. When I was younger, I did a lot of gaming.
I don't game as much as I used to. It's just every now and again, like I'll jump on something. But I find myself just playing a lot of sort of like old school games, more like old school D&D games. There's a couple of shooters I've got. Like I like that Borderlands and Hitman's out on Linux because those are two games that
all the games I play on Linux are stuff that was released in like 1995.
Yeah.
But those are the only PC games I'm really interested in anymore. And I just play them for nostalgia. A few of those are Windows only, but they run flawlessly. So
yeah,
I just use Wine. I think it is. Yeah, Wine.
Yeah, I don't. Oh god, I really don't like Wine. I don't like using it at all. But there's only Guild Wars.
I don't either. It's a pain in the ass, but when it works great.
Yeah.
Which is the case here. I mean, it always works great. The games always play flawlessly, and I don't know if you're familiar with Free Space.
No.
It was the very first space flight simulator. A very fun game. Very fun.
I see.
Yeah, it's you play a pilot and you work your way up in the ranks, but you come into the story in the middle of the Earth-Vesudin War, where mankind branched out into the universe and found only one other alien race and immediately went to war with it.
Yeah, that sounds like us.
Yeah, so right in the middle of that, this third alien race shows itself and immediately just starts wiping everybody off the battlefield everywhere it goes. They just pop in, destroy everything, and pop back out, and you can't touch them. Not at all. Super advanced technology. And so now you have to join forces with this other alien race and fight together against this new alien threat. the game, all the travel through space is done through hyperspace jump nodes. Right. So if you take out these jump nodes, you end all traffic to and from that system. So the game ends with you chasing down this alien's flagship and catching it at the Earth jump node. When the ship explodes, it takes out the jump node and you lose all contact with Earth. Then they did a Free Space 2 that takes place 50 years later when this third alien race is, as far as we know, disappeared. Right? And they come back. And you fight them again. This time you lose the jump node at Vasuda Prime, which was everyone's new home. No matter what you did, you couldn't win the game ever.
Plot spoilers. Plot spoilers.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I'm gonna say like
man.
this is in the
This game's
Pac-Man
like 30
reverse.
years old, man.
Plot spoilers, man. If you're into retro gaming, I'm apologizing at this point. Jeez. Okay, I have a friend who's trying to, I guess, comment in the external chat. It's in the comments. I don't know, folks. Is there a live chat they're missing? I'm not monitoring.
There is a live chat and there's nothing in it.
Okay. He's literally asking me, how do I comment on the external chat for Chaos and Coffee? I'm watching the live stream on YouTube.
There should be a live chat, like right at the
There's a
side.
live chat on the side. Yeah, there you go. Tell this guy. I don't know.
Yeah, that's it. Like it's just I don't know what to say. Like it's just.
Should we? Can you type something in there, like a ping, real quick? Maybe a pop up for him.
Bump it up.
Bump it up. I don't know.
Just put
I
a dot on
I
that.
hope I didn't embarrass him.
No, it's fine.
I told him just comment on Facebook and I'll read it off.
Huh. God, Facebook.
Right now we're watching Linka use people's tools.
No, I'm going through somebody's tools.
You're making sure the tool is safe to use. I can tell what most of the tools you do. Oh, a system call, and then the system call sends that out using this protocol through a socket. Oh, okay.
No.
And I'm like, what's this? What's this written in? C.
This is written in C, and one of your favorite languages, Go.
Yeah, Go's pretty dope. I highly recommend learning Go, kids.
This is the IoT botnet called Mariah.
Fair enough.
Plagued everybody in 2016 and 2017.
Homeboy's learning, kids. You dig it? You got to take the pieces. You got to cut them to pieces. You got to see what they do. You got to know what to do. This is forensics. 101. You start doing anatomy. You start cutting. A comedian friend of ours is cutting open cadavers, right? And we're looking at him like he's not a nurse. Like he's not going to be a nurse. Like, you know what I'm saying? Plus, that's pretty hardcore for a nurse. You get what I'm saying? So we're like, that's not what he's going for.
Yeah.
And so we're all like, and he goes to the university up north, right? So we're all trying to figure out what he's going for, right? And it's like, yeah, he's probably going to be a forensic pathologist. He'll be, figuring out where the bullet hole went in.
Yeah. Any sort of forensics is fascinating, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's like kind of starting at the end, like having the result and then kind of like just trying to figure out what the story is from all the pieces. So I just sort of putting the story together. I don't know.
Yeah, I like forensics a lot. I think forensics shows are particularly entertaining. The whodunit, you know what I'm saying? This is gonna be the part of the show where I plug the movie Hateful Eight. Watch Hateful Eight, folks. It's Quentin Tarantino's 8th film. It's a Western, and currently Quentin Tarantino is without a production home, so he could really use the bump.
Huh. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it later on today, I think. But yeah, everything.
Have you seen it yet? Anyone else? Has anyone else seen Hateful Eight?
Yes, it's a very good movie.
Right?
Nice.
Dude, probably one of the better Westerns I've seen.
Look at the Russian.
Yeah, yeah. I imagine there's some Russian in there. Russian comments. Das Vidania, folks.
Well, there's moon runes.
I'm literally waiting for this friend to comment so I could like bump our conversation somewhere, and I'm not sure if we lost him or what.
Of going from 0 comments to 1.
So they've doubled.
Yeah,
100% increase.
Yay!
Oh, there is a comment. What is it?
Technically, there is a comment, but it's me just putting a dot. So
this guy hit me up and he's like, "How do I comment?" I'm like, "Just comment, bro. I don't know, man." We're right in the middle of this. This is episode 23. It's the spookily introspective meta episode where it all comes back around again.
All of our hangouts, all of our videos just seem to get more and more meta each time. I don't know how it can get any more meta at this point. It's just that
I really don't know either.
Maybe we need to do a little more of a scripted thing.
Nah, man, no, scripting is what would throw us off. We'd be all robotic. Right now, watching Linka go through Russian viruses, you know what I'm saying? This is great. This is what it's supposed to be about.
it's just more chaotic that way, and you get to practice improvising.
It really is that. A lot of it's that. Yeah, you get to practice improvising, practice hosting, and here we are again with the meta-ness. Boop, boop, a-doo.
This is basically us just hanging out as we're used to, but the only difference is we're letting people watch just in case they might stumble across it.
Essentially, that's what's happening. Yeah, it's like us hanging out before to a large degree, or hanging out ever, right? But it's letting people watch what a hangout would be like. And then we try to censor it a little bit, I guess. We don't go too wild. And then when the episode goes off, or even a little bit before the episode, we're really going. Do you get what I'm saying? Like when we know we're not being filmed is when we're really being most genuine, right?
I'm always genuine. I don't know about you guys.
oh, you're a part over here. Like spun gold you are. Yeah, okay. I don't know. I think it's one of those things where literally the comments driving it help a lot, and then just having people in here makes it more chaotic than I'm going to assume than just me ranting into the camera, you know?
You do know that if we ever get any substantial amount of people, like even if we were to just get 10, 20 people that are just really active in chat, we wouldn't be able to follow it anyway. Like, have you seen, like, if you go on any of these live streams?
That's when you just go through it and you pick out the cream of the crop, because most of that
you just pick
it's going to be just, or stuff that we may want to avoid discussing.
I'll talk about anything. I
have a conspiracy theory that our viewers are often getting like DDoSed. You know, like as soon as we get a viewer, they get DDoSed by the man. You know, Ted in the van just hits them real quick with a fucking electromagnetic pulse, and their whole Wi-Fi goes down.
Quick, don't let them watch.
I'm sorry, that's probably my fault.
Yeah, don't. Yeah,
a couple of us. I sit in this hangout to acquire victims and hit them with my botnet.
That's it. That's it right there.
Seems legit.
Yeah.
I thought Hangouts were pretty. I thought Hangouts were pretty secure as far as a video conferencing tool.
The human element is always the weak point.
Well, as far as like obtaining where the video stream source is at, yes, it no longer runs on XMPP. I can't get your IP address anymore from it. And
Welcome, Doug Houston, comedian from the Fresno area. Walking through his house to presumably his chill spot.
Did you say chill spot or kill spot?
Either one. Comedians, you never really know comedians, you know.
It could be either, yeah.
Doug is welcome to Chaos and Coffee. You've been on the show before. We have random conversation with our comments or anybody direct messaging us, driving the content, but you know, it stays pretty random.
Ah,
this is me burning myself with a tortilla live.
Tortilla. Yeah, there you go. Breakfast is the most important meal, kids. Oh, you're serious? It was a tortilla. I thought that was a euphemism.
Machaca.
There you go.
Mexican steak and eggs, bro.
Right on, man.
Hey, man, that's my favorite breakfast there.
Welcome to the conversation. Yeah, we're just talking about. We're actually getting really meta about way too much about the show. And welcome, dude. Thank you for breaking the monotony of us. I think that's the basically primordial soup is when the conversation gets self-referential or meta. That's really when we need the comments, you know. Thanks for joining us, Doug.
Or we need to be searching through news stories and stuff for something to talk about.
Yeah, something like that. Doug,
something that's interesting to the viewers.
Doug, what's on your mind this morning?
I got a show tonight, and the East Coast is freezing, and that's about it, really.
Right on. Where's your show?
The Cosmopolitan, downtown Fresno. It's a restaurant.
Okay.
It should be a pretty good gig. I'm going to change the set list a little bit because people are going to be eating.
Yeah, it's a good idea not to do gross jokes when people are eating. Yeah.
Well, pretty much, you know, I'm going to talk about molestation or pedophilia. Pretty much just sticking to more down-home topics like my butthole.
Yeah. I saw a fellow comedian talk about some pretty gross stuff. We were at a charity event at a Mexican restaurant, and he was the comedian right after me. And yeah, he definitely lost the crowd. It was a family crowd too, by talking about some gross stuff. You really got to edit your set when dealing with different crowds, you know?
I'm kind of doing some stuff based on the location I'm going to be at. Since it's downtown Fresno, I'm going to make fun of the hipsters and high-speed rail and stuff like that.
It's like a Tower District?
Kind of downtown.
Downtown. I'm not sure of all the different areas in Fresno. I know Fresno has a lot of areas.
Yeah, they're all pretty much the same. Cool.
Oh, no, man. Clovis is a lot different than
That's true.
Fresno.
It's a way
wonderful town, Fresno. Wonderful town.
It's a way to...
What time's the show?
7 o'clock tonight. $10 tickets. The tickets are online and stuff. We should be pretty good. This cat Terry Michaels is headlining. I haven't heard him, but apparently he used to be quite active. So we'll see.
Cool. If he and I were actually if he and I were hanging out off camera, or this was like, you know, like we were hanging out in an alleyway or whatever, and he was telling me about this show, there'd be a bunch of other questions, right? But I'm not gonna show all the tricky stuff about the biz right now.
Yeah,
that was just standard host stuff. You know, that's tonight, 7 o'clock, $10 tickets, Cosmopolitan in the Fresno downtown area. This guy, Doug Houston, is going to be on the show.
Well, it's
go
good
check
to
it out,
be
Grandpa
here.
Ron or Uncle Ron. My friend watching right now is like in Eugene, so it's not like the promotion helps a lot. But
hey,
it's practiced.
Are you still hosting on Mondays?
I'm not hosting Mondays. We're doing a show this month and next month, and it's like we're going to do like a local showcase and then do like an out-of-towner show alternating. You know what I mean? I should go off air before I talk too much about the biz. I will talk about that here in a second. Just wait till we go off air and I'll talk about what's going on with the room.
Yeah. Okay. No biz talk. We're having coffee.
Well, no, the thing is, dude, like there's stuff that happens. Like, I'm not asking you who's promoting the show right now, right? But I guarantee you, if we were hanging out somewhere and you had a show tonight, I'd go, or like it was like last night or whatever. You know, like earlier this week, we ran into each other at an open mic, right? And you go, I got a show this, what is this, Saturday? Nice, dude. And he goes, hey, I got the show this Saturday. I go, okay, cool, right on. Who's running the whole show? Like, who's the promoter, right? But on air, I know that promoter probably doesn't even want their name mentioned. They like the acts mentioned. They like the time mentioned, the location, right? And the promoter just likes to kind of chill out in the background, usually.
Yeah, promoters are a unique beast. It finally dawned on me after a couple of years of doing this now that I thought it would be different than being in music and stuff like I was for years. I figured, in comedy, the egos have to be way smaller. No.
No, I'd say the egos are in comedy because music people are pretty chill. Music people are really mellow. Like my wife's a musician, right? She plays bass and drums and a bunch of stuff, flute, and music major, like has her degree in music.
I'm an aspiring musician.
Yeah, Darth plays guitar. Doug, you played Doug was in a band for years before doing comedy. Yeah,
half of my family are all guitarists, all self-taught guitarists. So when I got interested and started teaching myself to play, I went to them for advice, and they were like, "Just play it." They can't really teach. So
it's okay. When I first had my first bass, I didn't know what the frets were for.
Oh, well, see, I at least had, when I was in junior high and high school, I played saxophone and drums. So I already knew what was involved.
Well, then you already had a head start because everybody makes fun of the horn players when they're learning rock and roll. But when you get out of high school, horn players are the most sought after musicians and the hardest ones to find later. It really is.
And I would have continued, but I had two things against me. One, my family was fairly poor, and my saxophone got damaged. It could have been fixed. However, I also lived in a really small town where I couldn't buy so much as reeds, except through the school.
Right. That was all pre-Amazon. Now we can order all
so
shit.
Yeah. Well, that was the 80s. So then I was like, okay, well, I'll be a drummer. My parents bought me a drum, and then I wore the drum head out and couldn't get another one.
Shit.
So then I started drumming around on everything I could find, and then I broke my drumsticks, and I was like, well, screw it. Now, all the while, my grandfather and half of my family was going, here, man, we'll give you a guitar, man. Here, learn how to play that. And I was like, okay, and who's going to teach me? So my mother bought me a book on how to play guitar, but I was dyslexic and couldn't read the book.
You should have walked down the country road to the crossroads.
So I was just screw it. Now I'm in my my mid 40s.
That's what I would have done. I would still do that actually.
Just
Solid
had
advice.
my first grandbaby, and I don't know, I guess midlife crisis thing. I was like, screw it, I'm going to teach myself to play guitar now. So I started watching some YouTube videos. I modified and upgraded them. I do my own setups. I have really gotten into it. I love it.
That's awesome. YouTube will teach anybody how to do just about anything if you really get down to it. I figured out how to fix my truck that way a while back.
That's what I said. My mother gave me this old cheap, one of those starter guitars. $100 comes with an amp.
Oh yeah.
And it didn't work.
Yeah, but what's funny is $100 guitar from the '80s would be like $1,000 guitar now with all the.
Oh yeah, no. This isn't. My brother bought this guitar 2 years ago.
Oh,
he was going to learn how to play, but he doesn't have time. He runs a small business and raises 5 kids and is a very active dad.
I did the bass play with my same band of friends for about 20 years, and then one day I jumped to vocals, and then I picked up the harmonica, which is kind of cool because you can take it anywhere.
I hate to interrupt you, but the dog is on the couch. The dog is on the couch.
Nice.
Hold on.